Bejafo anya atrase ene yeba bedi nkomo quickly no the petitioner last week ye di nkomo ewo efidie so ha ono ababe piem ewo ha Nabil Bande Yusuf ewo ha sa ensuso na Mohammed Tahiru ensuso for the NDC enchebiano obeshe wigi na afi wababe Obasharik, Enchebia, no one Sharik, now so no, I put it to you, I put it to you. And before my mama watching, I'm more cover.
Yeah, Joseph.
Say, baby, I come.
From for young couple, and that's a thing.
Now, the petition, I was saying, on your response.
Well, Saturday, I'm running channel. He's a mra, chassis, Juma, a Jim Rakakra.
Okay.
Enti die hia ne se Ghana for benya rehemu wo yaka bi maminke bi amambo ni na omonya abotre kopim pempen so omampini na nkasa edimra ne beto sa die wo se ode tun but as the man so no say what the petitions are kwa do your penny power Supreme Court hon ono na nko was what determine the prima facie case. But in this case, no penny bafo na nkasa and a person of interest no into ono no ntimi ntina ono anase mumbu atentene enti petition ni mun ya indicate yes ebe hia se penny Scott Waman emum na ntina mu na on determine prima facie case no we are recommend am on committee no na committee ahwe na de wo so mo ya no but copy some penso yi de ye nya ho pupu ye bia nti ye de yidi so man penny de ba yedwuma ojimre de amra na de ne ba aban mu enye so ega yi soja aban na de ne ba ye nti amra kro na na de ibu man ne de obetie no de o sia yoyo
but ma mi sa na NDC mu boko de
NDC mu boko na menwa petition na o de akoyi na menti ase na because me kan petition so me hu at the property a open. If you say, can say open removal of the Chief Justice, or say,
a justice of the Supreme Court.
He should be
as a justice of the Supreme Court.
As a justice of the Supreme Court, because the removal is even should be based on stated misbehavior. Now grounds are minya LST no stated misbehavior.
Very so no osuya dia be lo and then my
next year no dey here friend.
Then my work becomes easier. Enti ma obi mbuni nimtia so osuya be lo ni dia and ne was say the here wo mremu no osuya na obomu bill. So what it is that obi to me sorry preko anka say obi a wodi ne juma as Chief Justice no bekwa akoyi ne free na kunwa ho on grounds obetumi yi na free ho ne say article 146 clause number 1 no chere say obi a woye penny a wo sa adibre no ye ntumi nyi ne free ho until say e bia on issues of stated misbehavior.
I don't know patches say who petition now would they call one kind grounds no na grounds now who see a stated misbehavior. He doesn't see it as a stated misbehavior.
Na mamre mu no so ye free mra mu mpo a na se ba amane na mamre mu a ohene a ye de asem akodan wo se hwe na patent ne ma afamienu no utumi kotena bedwum edi nkomo bi ana kakasa bi a kire se woni afamienu no ba ko I don't know what to say like
only one side you agree
so kotina now your boss and common bia if you said you've read the petition then you should be abreast with some of this information. What he has said in the petition no he was captured making a comment which determines that Onono is siding with one of the parties in court, which is the Ghana Law Society for now. Omo best run one office. Abrana omampeni aboni din so Onono be acting Chief Justice. Ento omo call you no. Don't forget say the bone of contention in court ni say they were the Ghana Law Society no.
An interpretation
on issues regarding licensing.
Ghana Bar Association is so called should be the only association of lawyers.
Yes. And it says asem na work court na say san krofo na aba besraw na say o ka say asem na we dey down court no yempo na yete ha no even though say ni afa ana afa bi enchen no ye susu say Ghana Law Society no munso moji license na mo ye adwuma na Ghana Bar Association ne ye na ebeboye so o make this statement now automatically no you are endorsing their issue they've taken to court and you are predetermined
the case. Just wrap it up and say your issues to discuss. Say opinion no there. Judges have their opinion and untimi nka say judge our case so into only opinion or opinion obi wo kra na edi na man for ka say onya ebia rape case obinya rape case no the court na say judge no your bar it can influence the decision that you give into opinions. Judges have opinions. We know a issue of bias, a alleged issue of bias. Now say a alleged issue of bias it doesn't qualify as stated misbehavior because say asemna either judge name no wakoka assembly which alleges bias. Now say alleged bias it has to do with that particular case.
It is not a matter of say so what I say alleged bias and that just say is doing that in order to push a personal interest or to gain something in return. In this case it is not for him to benefit. What he has done is that
but the question will be that the question will be that you see if you look at because we live in a common law jurisdiction you are looking at cases that have ever existed and the ruling on those cases
versus
Madison. When you look at the AG versus the attorney your friends Tufo and attorney general there have been a decision. When you look at Justice Aban case there have been a decision that if the judge
is sitting on
has an opinion on that particular case, it is not a stated misbehavior. The only thing you can say is that because you have an opinion on that case, you are not fit to sit on that case.
Exactly.
Because you have an interest, or even assuming that the case before you, you already
conflict of interest.
No, so it is so it is biased. So when you look at the principles of the Nemo jurisdiction, it is because you have an interest, you know somebody in the case. The determination of the case, the benefit would accrue to you.
How do you know the acting chief justice doesn't know Mr. Roxon?
Yes, because you know him.
He doesn't know.
No, because you know him. Because you know him. Because
you were saying that knowing the person is a ground that makes a case conflict of interest and not misbehavior.
Yes.
So if you are saying that, how do
yourself, you
know
don't sit on the case.
Exactly.
But he in this matter, in this case, he is going to be the one to empanel the
people to sit on the case.
Do a determination on the matter.
But the moment you go on that target, then you are presupposing that the judges who are sitting there
are going to toe the lane of the person who appointed them.
No,
that is the thing.
There's something called the doctrine of necessity. Say Emma Quine say nipa bi ena enye ejuma bia. Na say Emrano doesn't give any alternative. Na say Tre say sa nipa na meba
is refusing to take away his political spectacle and look at the legal aspect of it.
Land on this. Now Emrano Tre say sa nipa na there was say OSI ejuma na. Even if you bring issue of bias, sa nipa na no be ejuma no. Go and read the case of Akufo-Addo versus Kwasi Aidan.
But my go so quickly ne enhwe. Unu ya no akoko pie mu of course. Osesibe enra me in fact me share charges na ade na me kin kan ade na wi na me say but who said the whole Ghana who person will be a bank okruma o capital wo hia 400 million Ghana cedis.
That's all music na bo
Osesibe nku ade no o chen oti won wo ye bank we be a bank okra man sis and okra zada so
minimum capital
ade de bia me ba ha me ka say your mind ye bu a e be bia no kra ni won
no dey
to ho a won say hwe empenifo ma ba kro mu ha yi ye ma obi akonya say o medi adwumako bi anima instead of so obehwe na waye ne say de be benefit timamfo no ono no hwe de be benefit ono ne pocket na manyoku mpo na ade ne ba ya ne wi efi say amanyoku ni wo chimupo bi say omunya ya nkomema amanfo no ho ato people are rather interested in what they will get at the end of the day. They don't think about what the citizens will go through. Forgetting sa no pabosu mu kwabrane sori ye finimpem jai na dwumadi a wose wo ye ko say lie say me to aba ama aban bi aba na aban ne ba aba so mase e de policy say hu hia ato akwan mu ma me so me hu hare me. But then when they are likely to get those opportunities they think about what they will get. Wrong is wrong. sɛ obi yɛ bɔne na sɛ mmara no ɛkyerɛ sɛ deɛ wayɛ no ɛtie aban mmara sɛ woyɛ party A o sɛ woyɛ party B o mame get to talk on no car sɛ the law is the law sɛ mmara no ne wudi a anya afei na party bi bɛkɔ gyina akyire aka sɛ woyɛ party ni nti no wodi bɔne a wɔ sɛ yɛkɔ fɔɔfɔɔ so sɛ woyɛ MPP ni o sɛ woyɛ NDC ni o aban bi ba na sisusu sɛ sika bi afa wɔ nsɛm na ɛwɔ sɛ wode di aban dwuma no wode akɔyɛ deɛ ehia wo ankasa agya ɔman ne wɔ hɔ deɛ a sɛ deɛ mmara no tie bia no ɛwɔ sɛ wone mmara no di on this issue of Mr. Sibe yɛntumi emu atɛntene ne sisi a they are just mere allegations compiled by whoever has an interest at the end of the day court no betumi a determine sɛ ensɛm na de bɛdan wɔ mu no ebi wɔ hɔ a yɛ nokorɛ na sɛ yɛ nokorɛ na sɛ wɔ sɛ opani no kɔfɛsi mmara no sɛ deɛ teɛ ne deɛ no political party is against fighting corruption but you see let's not also forget say if we are fighting corruption we should do it transparently without fear or favor and without being nice to other aspects of it so NDC for every aban I think somewhere around 2017 that's 2017
7 January
2016 yeah they had several people and now isusu say aban sika bia kodu omo ho ana nke wo say aban eni omudi ebi ni openi Alfred Wayome watam Ghana sika I think $51 million ade koye de onu pay aban a omo peprepre ye no enka omo ba ye no mmehwe na said the amrane da ya de ato
na se mo ka se mo ba mo Jesus ska
Alfred Wayome sika na say ya
Wayome sa anyum na ba ye mo di ye campaign se mo ba saska no mo bia ma Ghana fo
anyway say ye ntumi anjimpo a omo amaba
ase wo yo
nua say wo pese they say charity begins at home yamfa ne say MPP antumi anye enti na Ghana fo bufu ye ensam ne bebre na ka ho enti na Ghana fo gina so to abate a MPP aban eti say mo maba eko how many months just 9 months or 10 months omumbusa ho asem omumbusa ho popo ye mpo
na wo betre go for 8 years one to me anye
ma metama kru seden a wota mas loxika nke ye de ma ejanka ne ewosua ne wo mo a wo mo bie ankran
so the court sentence no
up to today ba me no wan fa
so wa Francis mo ni Ghana
o man peni ma maintain nka na
ana za mu wa ba mu na musiki ojajuan jade
ya secure judgment a copy mzam pempenso ma me ne wan enti say NDC fo pese prepare ye ba
oforiata wan fa
na say oforiata asem na ode ba dia papa na track trata akwakyere a special prosecutor na special prosecutor no o ka say papa na ma emre na ono ahye na say dia emra ne tie no say o trauma Interpol fo nyina ne ade enti Interpol fo ama ne answer na ananse aba US aban na oni mu say a prepare ye ne no krodie mu a they will do things without favoring anybody no if Mr. Oforiata is illegally wherever he is and it is not on health conditions up till this time nanka Interpol fo amfa na Ghana say yete kromu na FBI ba kromu ha betam Ghana fo say more than 50 or 60 of them are say they are into cyber security crimes but ya dimi the nipa 50 and 60 ekomamo so mo di bone na say ya dia ba akopɛ na akodi momo ho no say mo mfa ne ma if it is not on grounds of health do you think say nipa no meja na mo natina so ye pe aban a omuji ni krodie prepare ye di na eba no say obi adi bone ye mfa no nkotum a ye be pre agiga na fo sika ma wo mo MPP aban
but my question with this NSS thing is say uhwe a time I was say sibe ebe ye penny kwankyere for that NSS that was the time I mean na me kwakoye national service that was the time I mean national that was in 2020 me for example baby I me call you say why ma and up to now me ntumi nya me national service yes me ntumi nya me national service me pin at one point in time ubenwu na say as yes ke bia ba betom ubenwu oh na o ye wa bi say o kwa check here no kwa yes review
ya no yi
so you would want to ask yourself say adentina o mampani bi beba no wa fra say ebia na be bra be boa me na menye adwuma now you intentionally insert people where you know they don't exist
me say hwe esema abayi no hu they shouldn't treat it as an issue of political political angle. It should be national interest. When we say mean on any basis, meaning Yansan will be a na me give you say I don't know your mind there, your mind there. Charlie Ubeko circle says here, so you are about time now, oh, about the ya, Kakuduna, Unia Baby, and answer Unia baby Obedam Pukano, when you be overhead overpass, I say, and all the mattresses are upro, and all that's or no, you any power Gandani. You understand? Now say Aquania Bakoshe, Aquania Atetiapansam in communities. By this time, I can say hospital will be called Empire Day a year for about to show a biniho. Naso Quabrani, Yankopon Yadom, Nasa buying Biaba. They are still, oh, name dear na your so one. Faber Buadumacui, Nancy, and I'm Wayina. Now, dear, what do I know a fool? Nafi, when we know woman, Kwana, or you woman. You got a diner woozy
because what about DKM boss for 4 years?
Let me tell you.
Mampenia said the word Basebedi. Now is more or less to say MPP in independent Sango. You alone had the opportunity. And when you had the opportunity, you decided to mess things up.
The bad aspect of the whole thing is that in that period, these were people who were no longer listening to party people again. Everything was for sale in that era. National service posting. So, special posting, price at the home. Okwa akosum woman ma yu school amakọ ginum nimde ma tua hu school fees na emre aso se kakra na mekosua me fa meboa wo man nkan kon me bebre hu no na kwabra ne se me pesa me ye national service e wo ha se ya amount ada hu nie kopi menne se adwumade nu esu ntwae. There are people within the institution
who are taking money and placing people at different places,
and they have boys who are their what do you call it, the ambassadors in various institutions. Omo no mo kwa contract neba so ono no de nanim ko a e beka so koye ye nto wo boys a omo we chiri a omo recruiting kwofo neba so opese ade to ha meya ama na wo mo legitimately no e wo so omo de koto omo de omo koto bebia wo so ye de omo to ye mfa wo nto ho wo ten kran ha we national service I yetu as 700 then mbuka no mo de ko 700 then times 599 we said na sa asika we busumi ba sumpu na asam na ya do wakoto ba bi to na lelgo abra wo firin kran yo se nka wo ye no within your community na
nka obeda wo
firin nka beboa na wonya bebi ada na ebia wo sa kwaso bibi mu ma wo maami ana wo papa otumi dia no nso akọboa eno bebre no nso aka ho na afoforo no oba free environment bi mu akọ the next environment no wa hwe yi a we be fie no akofa subantantan bi aka na bra abo ho enti se nipa no within this community a obetumi asave wo after all it is just national service.
Yes.
Na school nkwala no so a they are bent on going to certain institutions no for whatever reason I don't know. We me call national service me nko print special posting bia obi
o so ope baby o wi e betumi
na adwuma no dey say be fa wase be fa if you qualify for the job ya dan ya mo de be ma na chinchin a chin me pese ya de me koto cocoa board me pese ya de me koto Ghana gas e be wi ase no na afisika gi abim ebi mpokra wo no mo ju sika ni wi ade a opempo ye ntumi nyama wo enti ne chinchin ntiatia ne se owura asigbe me susu se ono e na ye cabal head no enkofo hyehyahye a omo nso eboaye e ma sa adwumade yi ko so se MPP aban benya ne onyam no omo nhwehwem se ye bone na papa ne ye ya emare ni ndi se onye bone na se yehudwara sem NDC for the ye no omo ba ye omo bebe yi omo se cathedral ye gi 58 million na ya mfa anya hwe na se ya report ba yi a kire se nsem omo kan ye nyina no na nokure bi anim mo ka galam se hu ye hu dede nyina mo tena position 8 years mo baba no na solution ba kumpu nkuta mo afi na mo arukuti mu DCs ne mo constituency chairman fo ne mpanimfo bi a omo wa aban mu a omo no de nkwala na omo wa ase no eye business na mo tutu say ye mfudie na mo say ye nsuo ye ka na mo yimuni ye ka na mo yimuni
mo da se ma remember also how can we curtail this? We nipa ba ku die no 653 million any esibedie any deputy ekita 38 million to sankrofo we allegedly boni omodini ye dia kwako dan court ndi say e wo court nsem a ehwe The last time the Attorney General says, I feel on train dates, say court, remember on date, and I feel the hearing, no, assassin.
Say court crack or vacation.
Yes.
Until Omo be intina charges no, at the abom. Now, Sikana, Nkofona Yeka say allegedly Omo Kofano, because you need to be cautious, say. Ebeka say omo afa ana omo wi asika
because aban tumi nyam wi say omo wi ade it's an allegation
yeah
enti asem no da court na o hwe sika involved is mind boggling because among for Eka say is like the second biggest in terms of corruption, second biggest scandal. We have
big one if you NDC for one.
That's a big one in there. I say, oh, boss, so kakra. Say, what you media no na?
So we will be
53.
Say,
what you media 53 million.
Upon Chinkas, it's $51 million.
51 million.
51 million. And they say we bo.
Into a mono.
And I really say we bo.
We
the $650. But it's just that you see a dollar interest rate needs. Anyway.
Into mono more corruption. The abandoned idea. It's
Oshe Sikana is serious. Now, Mameno, just say, or generate about 9,000 ghost names. They call ADB ho.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, me can
okay.
Or generate 9,000. Now, can over allegedly back.
Maybe I'm not real.
Or generate 9,000, more than 9,000 ghost names. They call ADB. Say, the company. A supplier or more with goods. Na company no here Bosia. Inti yema no Bosia. Na Bosia na open no crown. Now it was in excess of 70-something million Ghana cedis. And I did before car says Asika we the mawa. Say betite allowance no. If free this alleged ghost names now, you will be deducting their full allowance. Inti sa 70 e na open the entimi ma o and o man 31 million Ghana cedis omo de man wa ade no ghost names no nkofo no they don't exist and now assign the akosi awa omo allowance and now goods now ka say wa supply omo so no you didn't supply it and now akoje Bosia no say the man no so you transferred it into your own company. Now when him said aside Bosia so there was an interest charge on the money because bank
on
your NGO interest no so still it was the state that were paying. If you look at
some of the questions I ask myself sometimes is that I'm not cutting my brother. When all these transactions were ongoing, your politicians are they got appointment, but they were technical people they are manning the place as maybe chief director and answer BB into a monsoon. They didn't also see all this thing happen.
Say Entina Ekase Sikano we na yache no.
People
involved. Now so moji omodie.
Nti do go gina anu abobodin. Say oh na bill cry no.
Omo be me kan ho me dia me kan ho.
Say waji bia e be hu. Na yes say ma me no me say omo be play deal with the
play bargain.
Yes.
Sa obi ade sa amra ne ba ye mpokura no o wasem kan.
Na mu penso ana
you see sa mako wi abansika me ne wonko kasa na me mfa bimra na ebi nka
oje mama yi oba omo fa na ejuma wo NSS within 4 years no akoto team Halifax ladies team now akoto 4 years yen fa na krase was salary 20,000 every month yen njumpo ba yen fa na salary 20,000 times 48 that's 4 years na
ejuma 8 years
that be team
no before or team in the first 4 years.
Na Sasika na o de koto Sasika na ejuma be na Sasika na o de koto team no unya no hin
na nim say madam give to her business
auto team no auto team no say dey call Berries ladies e no ko see AstroTurf e wo Madina e ma team no mo onungwa e no say some grounds AstroTurf 5,000 seater AstroTurf u be see a saying Okoshe na say fourth estate na omo de buy in regards to NLE no.
Yes.
Samu Oku AstroTurf no see 578 seater per. By no cry am say 2 million Ghana cedis. Mamu you go see 5,000 seater AstroTurf e Madina for team no. Into o share the scenario and the way things happen now. because these are monies you can't.
And yes, no book idea.
Your friend unexplained.
No, we are no dear. A years with my Ghana. If you got to down with
Papa no. So EGG ni sika na. Yes, say it's me more. I'm to me throw letter. Eco Ministry of Finance. Say XX fund I allot ama. Your friend is saying NSA no. Omo person omo di omo sanka idea project. Ministry of Finance mo approve a no more transfer e dey call NSA project fund. Omo transfer call project fund mo no mo omo divert akọ omo account. Project in so amonye.
Allegedly, they are working in an
allegedly template.
They be me person obo ho no dey hear me pa no. Nya asem here.
Allegedly I carry that. Ubisa asem. Ubisa very important question. Ebe then ya ko etia sa corruptions.
Because then I think say somewhere was it in 2022 and a president call a vice president call yes and I'm working so system on creative crowd here robust crowd and no ghost name crowd say we ghost then crowd so bet me room
sa
don't be room da
say no mo boa omo de assist adan nine
enti one of the ways any dia ACCC no we need to prosecute and punish AG no your democracy BBI a process. Oral abai a process. Attorney General and a chief prosecutor and a chief state attorney. Now, despite being the chief state attorney, no, and you know, and obe pronounce guilt on these people. A court.
Yes.
Instead, the local court, now court kase asem no. You are guilty. I was saying now one thing I also ever my way money say. Your chief prominent person be. Na say ye prosecute no na ye nya conviction na the okodima obehu na pastors are started a throw to the presidency na chiefs are started through
na so we be defend krono see dia ye mamboni
say ye ma sani pa krono pardon obehu want to pay na money pa no pardon na ye mene wo e na ye chi ye kwhye efiase a we ye sure say on be ma ye pardon
the regime the pre-bargaining by no I for example I agree with that principle of pre-bargaining, but I also feel say we need to take it a notch higher. That see a say of a truth wafa o mind seeker. Ebia 10 million and wafa. She said yeah, or says 653 million. We should be able to get that money from you. So this kana ejapadia we should be able to seize all those ejapadia. Near who says ejapadia no is to that amount. And yes, ejapadia wunya even before so obedience opposition. We should be able to confiscate all those things.
You know, they were ordered that, but it wasn't codified in one document. Godfrey Dame and yes, I don't know. Now plea deal no, per plea deal you write to the agent, not to the court.
Yes.
Now AG in the better say or be accept it
or otherwise
into the AG still has authority over it.
Yes.
To say case with the main plea deal and we'll go through trial. Into I don't know plea deal no bad so much. The rationale behind the plea deal is because the AG are mostly overwhelmed with cases. Cases no dozen.
But the question will be that plea deal no say me no better na yeka. Na say me refinish kana. That settle the case.
No, it only reduces the
AG will consider it and then use it to reduce your sentence. Now, ye kase ye high. Ye kase wafa microphone. You say microphone and you there a new FM there.
Yes.
Now ye kase wafa microphone no. Now ye kwachewa. Now see a microphone enemy. And say the stealing occurred when you took the microphone. Even if you return it, the stealing had already occurred.
And even returning it is an approval.
Yes, the TV cry you can still be put behind bars.
Okay.
When you go into a plea deal and you say you recover sikani B into your bejawa mawako. No, the AG will consider and say, oh, your case no cry is simple. We've not gone through a lengthy trial. Into this is what we'll give you because Osha stealing they're stealing here between 7 to 25 years.
Yes.
Yabema or ABR 10 years because your quarter ABR the court can give you the maximum which is 25 years. So this is how the plea deal is done. Into say completely. Into me margin they said one of the ways you can combat this is to prosecute thoroughly yema or emrano enye ejuma
because obi so be make the argument say odi ne kwa go to me aban na be say man aduane adi
no
because a punishment na o hwe
what this can
okode
bra mamefo kodome market se akɔhwe bra mamefo yibre ni atwa ticket ni ya gada nkakra se yefanya abadwuma na wo kwabra ne age sama kwakɔtena so yo lɔko wa o se me
I was say mra no ejuma because ade no say pese ye bu o mine year we need to prosecute now meka oral no hasem oral eni ho to prosecute only the members of
oral impo de bi eni wa friend oral impo
oral no
yana say yana member
because say o kasa no you were back side oral no meaning na operation recover or loot enye operation prosecute or loot into ohwe attorney general no the mission and the agenda one of idea edda ne nisopan to recover the loot into na NSB case no they are able to identify properties papa no etoye estates properties bebre because they want to recover not only to prosecute into oral no say your prosecution no so no and while the prosecution is going on no now they are attempting to make recoveries and oral is not only there for previous government members even MDC members untimi nka say me NDC ni ma buy na ba intermediate media mepe we will prosecute you
yes uncle for yana nancy friends I mean opinion Joseph I mean ya galamti ya investigation
during my first administration
how many months near ya ka say investigating Mr. Yamini
Bas Brandy scandal no we initiated investigation into it minister order no before she resigned and we were able to recover 1.5 million excess of 1.5 million from the Bas Brandy scandal Joma Madam Fopan Abuga Pele and also he said that in Semba no prosecution and under NDC he was prosecuted una obo wo yomi asem enye mo na mo be start wo yomi trial NDC na start wo yomi trial and we even got judgment and we has on record made partial payments the kind of the he has made partial payments in NDC we have the track record of prosecuting our own yeah nka say oh yeah NDC member inti ebeja wako no oral is there for everybody inti say oh yeah NDC member po na say okodi Ghana sika na say wasemba you will not be spared inti Ghana for enya hope say prosecutions no ebeko yi na asema eda one say me believe in the case of the states and asema me babeka no minjindi say prejudicial minjindi pan say case me ba na wiye no the state will be victorious and as uncle for you give to Owari any or say CB no they will be found guilty and they will be put behind bars. This is my belief in the case of the state, not prejudging anything or making any prejudicial statement.
But I say Enra, I don't know say what the Dr. Gideon Boako can and whether or not you agree with Dr. Gideon Boako.
No, a doctor sitting.
Or say the party saw Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as a god in opposition. More opposition. Onamuhunu say onene munyankopon. Let us not betray him now. Dr. Gideon Boako. Now in opposition now.
No, it is not. It's a public knowledge. Openino is just re-echoing what is already sitting on the minds of delegates in the MPP. Say in Chantra, the share campaign era Dr. Bawumia a year in 2024 compared to from 1992 I started a Kabima Minkabi Amamun. I started a campaign called Abato. Me to me as a studio say Openino campaign or year in Kurase, maybe not. Sometimes a presidential candidate announce will be a OC Franca Emmanuel Kubino want to mean compo rubber mian namho and I do the show mumpo sometimes best and I do best 11 na videos say abase openina ko baby or your campaign openi Mahmoud Bawumia tamani ya kwa about 2016 so afre adwuma so a yede bo ayewra Akufo-Addo and the MPP aban na ohwe ne nimdie ne contribution or dia bagana Kabima Minkabi Amambu mu a ne na ho fama ne nimdie e wono ho a owadwe mpo se onyakonya Ghana beba be ye kra behwe no sa nipa sei na e wo se obiade na ho oden edomboa no this is not the time you babeka say afei na obi ka say woni sika bi wo baby enu nti no water party fo fa enti say yempo yemfa no mesan ye kon ho a this is the right time I was a party for to me reward opinion na juma so a yede bo a party no
he's done a certain argument and the argument is on the basis say we show no one he has sacrificed so much for the party.
Of course, yes.
And the sacrifice to enumerate it, I said, no, you do Bank of Ghana.
Of course.
As a deputy governor.
Yeah.
And your best friend say, Womra na wombe bo nechidom. And I'll buy no be born nechidom, and or the wood one, wabuan, and would you win power about 8 years.
Yeah.
Somebody will also make the argument if you look at Nipa Bakua in the MPP, the party as a whole have been very charitable to Onopane Mahmoud Bawumia because one, you are not a member of the party. A provision in the constitution was waived for you. You are admitted into the party. Ubeye running mate for 8 years.
Dr. Bawumia, every Bank of Ghana, they never MPP.
Yes.
Or more I know, almost a money, almost no more info.
No more party, man. No money.
So why were they not used at that time? If they were that competent enough.
So are you by chance saying say as at that time now we were a general secretary, for example, Kobene J Japan as at that time no party anymore. No hinin too. Then not any secretary as at that time. Now who and to say your friends saying my former secretary Okre, former MP, Dambotwemu, and in Crawford no more party. Are you by chance saying say those people were not competent to be vice president when you had people like Osafo Mafo who even contested Alan Kojo Tremantin and co? They were not competent to be vice.
Say sorry, I no pay no. Sorry, ya Jerry and I do any chire new FM say Obetena Kwensu any. Ana. Owejuma no.
Yes.
When some of the others say, "No, I call you the minimum." Say your construction, no. Say your cleaning, no. By day, I don't know. I mean, some major. Baby, I don't know one found to her if you talk. Obi a one name dear. I want to check the anyanko pon the man. To me in fact, when kata so enko kata we mani ye. Sam rena ni ye woman.
Yes.
Na ehun hia se party no sigina ye. Abeboa party no na nya obakofo adwen ananso obako de obakofo pe na was a party na adwen ho so we thought outside the box. They were competent people, they were very 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 intelligent people at the time, but yeah sure about one and year kono na the dynamics are na woman na so we penny na mfa na ni onyam ameboa party na I was abra ni mu aka ya ntumi anya 2016 nimpo anwini.
But who can say in 2012 candidates are Nana Dankwe can the buy yena party rejected and was not Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So
it means that he was having something reserved in him for the party. He had something reserved in him for the country Ghana. And Obasumuye as vice president, we are a homrasia, we are Nimidia or the one boss. On no single day na Dr. Bawumia, a fin the boss at and Oman Penny a Auchamukui a Nanado on several occasions. So you know, simply be as well or born the vice president Abaso say a Juma what dear Diabuano and I don't think say MP before we want to lose such a character.
One person in your party, Gabi Ocheridako, and you know his proximity with Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He had said Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should keep quiet and stop begging, rather tout the achievement of his government.
Is he saying that in his capacity as an individual or as a party officer?
Say no, party. It was a party function. He was speaking as a party official.
Anyway, I don't know but said the amount any amount red here. So who will be now so often now? And yet, your panny pan.
And a fum. Gabi does not think say a young from so.
Ya ba na party for or modo party na 2016 omo cross mama omo cross village to village akoya campaign ma MPP amanyuku na ebedi wa musiki aboa ye koya ko market do me market nyina buka ho yakwaje 11 cedi the year campaign ebe wi ase ne yenya tumi no na omampani nanado na kuma panti wayi afoforo so omonko gina na omonfo omonim de enko boy institutions no ebia na ye kan yo na omudu wa offices na party fo na omaboa ama e party na aba aban mu ye yi omasi nchen na afedi akoye adamfo akoye mewa faase akoye busuan nchemfa na ayenkofo yibuefu yanka se Ghana fo nyina mpo se wo be wini aba se wo fie ya na abontensufo di wotum na se wan se wo fie a wo ye dan abontensufo ndisifo ba aban mu they will do everything to protect their own. I can see many of them benefiting from the Akwan Kitinkiti project. Omo aye fa omo adwuma anadwo dosuom aye ene ye MPP mebu na omo nya adwuma wo yaban mu bebre na yi NDC for ba ye yi omo di Bank of Ghana de ba ye was it 100 people or whatever omo yi omo di na mo de mo ba ya you were doing family affairs, you were doing personal agenda. Na se san krofo ifi said they are pissed off na omo ampia meto aba na your party no do ntu I was etise na se nyankopon aye wadom na wanya akonya na se wo se san krofo no ne omo kasa bi mu a anya to apa na wo so pa macho.
But people will tell you say person pa macho you don't think the same people are only omo bebu man a wo kan so omo ba omo be person.
Yes, baby,
the same people don't follow you.
But
if these same people are following you na wo kwa pacho na say o bebu man na nkusan krofo we ya na osade omo sa bebu man what will be the difference?
But what is the belief say Mr. a Baumia so nya akonya say wa be mampania by almost he is going for the people who had already served in the previous government.
Na nya say omo ni omo na ma no be for omo as wafo ni ade.
That is an assumption.
So obetumi awie no wa papa te no akofan krofo fro be fro de o maba be buman. And for example Nana Akomia enne edi your friends
Nana Akomia di party yamo
dabi Nana Akomia they say odi weyechi your friends
Dr.
Baumiachi members of parliament or Modinechi are they going to say we are these people will not find expressions in his government?
One beautiful thing in MPP me gidi me then say when we are going for internal contest sometimes we can go to the far extent of even harming each other but you two sabani we are that is where you see how unity plays. Your difference in the two change now you're united.
But you are telling me Mahmoud Bawumia on SNP can say look because of what the reason why you lost the election one was the fact that Mutu Abani there was no unity in the party.
Obviously there was no unity because now Fufuro said by hook or crook
was it not because people were teaching Crawford so go
it was a democratic process. It was a time to exercise your franchise. It is a nipananya akunya na wogidi se papa we aboa ya wode nokuradie aba ya party mu ade ya aboa ya ban wode ne nkwa to ho aboa party ya ma ya tumi awuni tumi enti ya wose ya no na dwempo a da ne timu no ye ma ode boa Ghana fo nso na wo bia ho to no enti ya mfa ne mra madi mampani na se fofu anto ata enyo no I will tell you an authority says that the loss we had in 2016 has nothing to do with Dr. Bawumia.
So one as say
it has got to do with bad governance.
Bad governance, which he is part of.
He was the vice president.
Yes, which is part of. If you come and tell me, say, about digitization and yes.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ka say, sa e-levy amudi be Ghana for bonyo so. Ebe ya nka mema dwimu no muntwensan.
But who are Hansuna, your friends, upon Kruma, our communication ministers at that time, and say, now of Waso, now he was integral part of the
Dr. Bawumia na Peace FM. And what car say, Sajuma Diamudi be, Meno, my room in Sefim. Makacha Musagana for Bunyuso. And as an economist, no some figures are ever minima. Say at the Sa bed in wake or to Ghana for Swa. Many M. Until Munchin sang. Someone be bampo kra na some rewe anyam repa and simple it is out of that na sa bill no esan call through a second phase the price are not the buyer, the charges are not the buyer. They had to review it because he was not happy with such decisions. There were a lot of things that I see here. Young to me, my can were radio show. But then it was obvious that on one film, he was seeing the other way around. When you na omuni na do manutu mu se openika no foriata sadia bo no mo boko no openi ni kwatena nchen kakra enya sa emwa ya mamu no o mampeni otie ya na enti se sa mre we aba na se yenya akonya biem na se yesa abeyi obi abegina party nenim na Ghana fo ato no so aba. I don't think we have is a foregone conclusion.
Will this not argument come to vindicate people who made the argument? Say, look, when something positive happen in the government, you attribute it to yourself. But if it is bad, and you're not come.
So if Dr.
Agenda 111 was my vision, I told the president, and then you did this. Digitization. I told the president we needed this, and it happened. So you'll be able to tout certain achievement within the government. But failures, you cannot ascribe to yourself.
Dr. Bawumia is a kind of leader who accepts both profit and liability. Maybe I not an initiative now. What you two must say, or no, yeah, or no, boy, and a buyer, or Jehon fans. Maybe I, Uncle you. One can say me Bawumia, me county and family. Was the MPP for Ghana for party delegates or more model MPP Amanuku? I am one tinan ye. I am a nunti a dear before by ya. Mutua Batia and answer 1p. I'm a twaban, a twapan the womb. Monfanche. Didn't he say that? Such wapan or the coin, I say, or get to Muse, baby or wha, or muya yaman ye. Name won't be been so at Torchima. Name won't only in whom film said, and your non ena ne ho hia na emom de aye nyina ye enyuma na mo pe a ye party fo amamo anya akwan na mo pe se mo yi wo mo communities a e bia party na amamo anya policies bia ye de ba ya na party fo bonyu so a still aye course ko ye a ye de ntwo yi ba ye me gitum say aye mo bone mo mfa nche ye that not an admission to the fact say baby a ko bone no wajitum so mo nyom ye but baby a ko yi enso no ye mo na ba so ni ye mfa sa de fans de sam ye mfa man
until would you stand with Bawumia?
I do on any single day. You know the party believes in loyalty. There was some ye no. Don't forget say you two are by
you are not by chance saying so more can you know monsum ye.
These are competent men party no, and MPP is known from day one as a party of intellectuals. And he said, if today we are going to election, and Kofana were more contesting in Yunano, they are competent people who can represent this country on any single day. But the truth of the matter is that, and Pempenswa you win. So if you said the dynamics in Ecoa, you hear somebody of a digital mindset, we need somebody of an economic background, we need somebody now, yet two ways of Botomunya, you won't be.
But I say, and it is a Wukoram could share good this time around, beside the Nakobium.
Dr. Bawumia not to lose 18 times, sir. It never call 18 times.
But I say, tell you,
I say, MPP for Dr. Gideon Bako, I say, no, okay, no, say, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, your Omonia media, not just say, MPP for Ejumaye, Ejumano soon. Obi na eto no say okono so na nyankopon be ko bima enti je wo say nyame eba momo na genti na meka say o mo nyame omo ejuma kese ye wo ha na nanado the campaign nanado the campaign no no ka say oba o de Mahmoud Bawumia na eba na Mahmoud Bawumia ba obehwe yesika semso. If you say Kufuor Prince now $1 $1 na sisi adie Mahama penso die dollar no CD na could do 4 cedis or say them to $1 and Ghana for it to Abama no de buy na me no kasa no he was trying to whitewash Bawumia from the failure of Akufo-Addo's regime. Meanwhile Akufo-Addo nankasa ngasa eba no okase say inti na mede Bawumia eba and indeed oba also or make Bawumia the head of the economic management team. Head of the economic management team, and they saying, oh, Bawumia no, na wo hwe Ghana economy so. the Sikasem so. Even though there is a minister of finance, who now a head of economic management team, and he was being touted as the economic risk. Now, Papa Nasem no say Bawumia ye omonyame no. That was the impression they were creating when they were in opposition, and Ghanaians fought for it. By Mudia, we didn't fall for it. We knew him. We saw it through. We knew who he was. Now, Omode Obaye no. CD to dollar, 4 cedis, 10 pesos. When NPP were leaving power, now CD no about 15 cedis, 16 cedis simple. Inti Oshe nipa we now Oshe ni failure to even manage the foreign exchanger. You can't tell me say Oye Monyame. He is one of the reasons why they failed woefully in the 2024 election. Yes, he is. Inti all Canada, it doesn't hold water. And no credit.
But if you look at a Juma or proud to 2016 elections.
And the young party
Kasa who do or Kasa,
it's not make was here in opposition.
Lectures how do organize it.
Yes,
and make
I'm not the Moko opposition in 2016.
And no one soon age man, a more opposition view. Bamuda opposition. You cannot tell me say Obia Edenaba to head the economic management team. Now what happens so we got E-levy. All Kasano was say Bawumia Kotina Peace FM. Eka say E-levy on Kahu and you no credit. And you no credit. Video now or channel. Kwame Sefaka or show no so. And now Kwame Sefaka and Bisana say. And now Kwame Sefaka and Bisana say E-levy no. Or Dream was saying. And also not only the end there or fail say your taxi go for now. It will be a year to on Ghanaians, burden on Ghanaians. It's mine. Never, Dabi. Enti asemna oka no. Later crana E-levy omode buy. Now omode E-levy buy no. Was he not in this country? I didn't know one oppose E-levy. Or Sankasa no oka say Kenoferiata. No. Bawumia was not on record to oppose the removal of Kenoferiata. Omo opposing, we know them. And the leader was Api Akubi.
Who was the head of economic management team?
And the leader was Api Akubi. It was the NPP MPs in parliament that called for his removal, not any economic management team. You were in this country. Enti Asemna okay coming. Enti Bawumia, if Bawumia is really their god, then MPP has a lot of work to do because Bawumia Jumana Obedi, it resulted in one of the worst defeats in the history of Ghana's politics. In fact, it is the worst that we have ever seen. And Bawumia
lose by a gap of 1 million votes. Would you need the other neighbor?
Bawumia is
1 million.
2 million puna, Mamino Neji or Mukakra. Mamino 2 million puna, Mamino Neji or Mukakra. Eti Oshe. The way Bawumia ever manage the economy, and how and compare it to the way he was touted as the economic risk leader. You cannot tell us say Bawumia is the god of MPP because all the tutus were NYE. Enti Bawumia Nanado failure now onya no. Bawumia is a key reason. Now Nanado they saw a lawyer. Nanado is a lawyer. Anke economy efa no ho ben.
Enti ka say or no enu nti no de Bawumia.
Exactly. Enti ordinary ba na say economy na say ya. Yenko kasi Nanado na.
Na Bawumia finance minister.
Yenko kasi Nanado na ye. I don't know anye Bawumia na head of economy.
So
the reason why we call Nanado,
you should be able to tell us the role of the economic management team.
He failed
and the
in
role of the
appointing
Ministry of Finance.
He failed in appointing the right person. That's why we mentioned Nanado's name. And yes, Anka, Nanado the Anka economy efa no obey. But because no ordinary buy and no so no catch Ghana for say me the name ba ama na hwe musika sem.
Obi our friends
of
$1
but me Nanado is on record to have said it.
Me doba na me the buy so me vice no. Me ni aso na djuma.
What you say? Enti won't mean na ha ana Gideon Bako entimi court na baby enka say Bawumia is the god of the MPP. Hey, Bawumia way a god of MPP. Now Bawumia a god of MPP there and they say ejuma no sumamo. Because if mo party munya obi a mo sande ne beba actually Ghana for say Ghana for sample another term to rule and this is our candidate, then you people are not being serious.
Until from your argument, we share the 5 candidates, no mujina pana. If you are a member of the MPP and the one and go back to Sunu as their flag bearer.
If I were a member of the MPP and I look at all the 5, to be honest, me who they are my fan. Because Kennedy
a compre kwe Japan.
Ono cross them the West. Mistake no.
Brand Champon.
Mistake
no.
Japan. And you say between all these 5.
Omonya mistake no mu any of them. Na say asema ebeba.
No.
Mo pa mo yi ken say ken nanado na wa me no mo de face. Ken assembly yanka crowd.
I am saying say
Ken assembly yanka.
All the aspirants are well documented. They are competent people.
It's omu nyina o ka se me ba kwa I will struggle to even choose one viable candidate. Say be I wanna feel say Kobneje Japan.
But maybe so Kobneje Japan.
I don't
fantastic engineer. Former General Secretary of the party.
Kobneje Japan will not stand a chance to match anybody from the NDC. I time no draw
but you said you are comparing him to somebody in the NDC.
This person or that. I'm comparing it to anybody we present. That's same America.
Which could be who?
Let's wait and see. There's no Kobneje Japan is no.
Maybe Haruna Idris.
Maybe it might be Metete Julius Debra Metete
Julius Debra and I general say don't get you.
What they compare?
Now which of them can Kobneje Japan stand against?
Do you know the background of Kobneje Japan?
As you see, the Kobneje Japan are all come from.
I am telling you, sir, the men who are contesting are all competent, but in my opinion, Dr.
And you say onu no abo adwumaso di abo party no na say obetumi aka say adwuma we na me ye edi ma party no and inti Ghana for hwe say adwuma no so mo nto abama me and you automatically you are looking at obi a wabo adwuma and so omo nyina say by mistake go for obi a wonye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia they will not be able to tout any proper achievements so called to be able to campaign.
I engineer ebi de ebi echi
yes o ma ye bi Bobia ye bi
chan obi. Sana better make.
Bawumia na ye bi chan obi nyina. Na obeka.
Be na me kira o say.
Asemaba. And then people ejuma ye. Bawumia asem dey yanka ho.
But people ask the questions.
Bawumia ejina stage so e kasakra sometimes sad.
Do you know the number of foreign stations are?
E ka say
tuning in when Dr. Bawumia wants to
that question. But me dey meni assembia nkrofo omo asem a mo dey mama mo nja mo na beto abano mame.
You see, it means that the people who are part of your entourage, you know, they are even tarnishing your campaign.
But do you agree? I think
na abro nye DC.
Obi to say Thomas they are now in charge of public sector reforms.
Kusi Boafo.
Yes, he made a statement. Said, "Look, unko party as emfa your friends and preko anyway.
And yes, obey your
that they are group of people who are following the flag bearer. And kebeya on council someone trande.
But do you know said that internal team we are reshuffle. See about first no na Openi Dambochu and a campaign coordinator, a campaign manager.
Me the internal
yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes. But first one a general election no a
so when we say obia wo nimre say wo mre so na say pa ho a na wagina nchen na foforo aba. Dr. Bawumia has realized say enema bi ekoso a ye hwe na ya nka ho asem a ebegu party ni hu fi say ye wie abato a that is not the end of it. Party ni yi nipa ba ko so magina party na anamu a ye be stand the nipa kro yan so akokyera Ghana fo ama Ghana fo ato no so aba entima ye nse party no say party ni wo ho a na candidate wo ho say party ni wo a candidate bi eni ho say eye ewura akompere ko Japan say ye engineer Kobneje Japan say ye Dr. Yawede Chumu say ye Dr. Bande Champon ana say Dr. Bawumia omu nyina no edom party ba ko entimi en say party no
party
ba ono no hwe
I say that
ka say bia afoforo ka no good party ni ho fi and in order not to associate himself from them as party people omo ne ye na omo ye no this where people are when said the man is a smart man and he doesn't want it to look like though enkofo no juma so bi a omo ye de bo a party no emre bi atwa mu ko ye no enyo no Dr. Bawumia o omo ye de bo a party no nani so na emom enkogina ballot anim obi nka nkyerɛ se saa nipa kro we no odi juma de aboa Dr. Bawumia eno nso nti no to abatia Dr. Bawumia se wonim se ono na ye nipa no Dr. Bawumia no de juma so bi a de bo a party no nim di a wo de bo Ghana kabima menka bia mamuo no se yesusu se onya akonya be ya mampani a sabio bebia anko yie bia ebetumi asiesie na Ghana fa no ntuma pa
Dr. Bawumia asem na okai no it's an
addition muntu abama wono no na munyai omo a omo dom na mususu se omo nti
na se omo dom no owi ono ana odi omo ebuma
exactly admission say omo di nechi no some of them are not
free ewura kenfo ebe free Dr. Brandon Champon ho
but you agree say obi ti say Chama Bernadette Boysi ako
Chama want me
yes also money tranche
na bronye this so
I don't know
asa bronye this area meka say on na Facebook no
I don't know
na recently
na mo say mo kan na ebo
na openi a was wo petumi e wo amani okuo mu a wo tubi ko gina nchen ka sesa amani okuo no mu nkrofo ni nyina e ya nkwasiafo no
say also here campaign
party aba na sa party no wagina so enya ho na sa afi office party fo na omo de omo ba
onu nkwa ni nipa wenya contract wo party no
onu so ebi o ye campaign ti aken
in 2000 mo ko tamale no mo ko tamale congress tamale de yiko wini secretary the Sir John Kolusu ni secretary no one sponsor sa
obeni party ejuma we hu si ye obi aka se obeye anopa mi sorry ye baby amenya am lolfe am de bedu ha
ngwa na onim
adaje am se ya me bedu ha emra yes pani wa hai sabi obi nso te baby a ono ye ejuma ba party nti
ote
ya enti obi a wodo ye
de party ni ba ban mu se party ni ba ban mu me contract na se wonyi contract ni wie na wonyi sika ni wie na wo do sika gu dem na wo ye wa adwin se me masema daje ni memre ana ma party na ba no wa man bibie but me de menya ni me san fa ma party ni mu bi omu a
no ntumi fan ka asem party na abo na wenya wo ho
ana me se ba wo nim se obi susu wo approach na abo na ma ne nya ne ho na so on first ask na wenya no so nsa mo party bia
enyina bedwom nka se party fo no ye hiafo na me yeskani me wo musika me ye ntomefo bebi a me wei me dia manya me ho
pacho bo nipa ne din
me mo obi edin
boy
na mo petumi a ye nsa party na emeki wo no se obi afidi wo da ye hwe nanim ndi natem
but as my emphasis into so we near say no asem obetumi anya kokuduru akwa gina the ordinary Ghanaian nanim so o can we bet mu forget na muntu abama no
but the issue is that what is wrong is wrong say ye kwato abawie na se fi se asamanyokuo no yemfa enchechemu bia entu nchen na yen unite sasa amre ne dia fe ye ni internal election bia ko we are thinking about the national interest. We are thinking about winning the general election. So corrections will be at the paper. But as it stands now, and Sembia Fufro Aka, a Diagu party no anymore. And now much of who you tending now. Delegates for I say I know for more party. I think that's what Moko Gina ballot anymore. Sans same way now, make I no more you who said Debbie. Enipa bi say na wo mu de so asuwe enam party di mu no ye to abama mu a enye ye enti ye dwen a ye ndwen dia ye obi dia ma kakra ye beje ene di nti 10,000 Ghana mpo na wo de ma pani bi so onkoto aba ade be che 3 days na sika ne sai na emom so odwen party ni ho a se party ni tumpon a na wo nso a ye delegate no sabi o se school feeding bi o se ye to buti bi na ade ba kwotena ho na nso wonya kakra na de ahwe busia na sa ukwadwen ya na de abaji nti na se party na anya tumi a ukotwusu obi a yesusu se Ghana fo entumi nyina ne so ntu aba na woni party no ayande ni ye enti se yakwase yakopa akonya to aba yandwin party no hu kane me yandwin dia ye kotokum ebenyanti
amena se last was na fe yan fancy
me dey make kai Ghana for say bano the fight against corruption na Ghana for enya akukudro ewo your mama administration way so because if you say your mama Ankasa has a track record of prosecuting his
don't forget
people.
he's on record the one president
prosecuting
who had ever been investigated he had been investigated before.
He has been investigated before. Now, Onokrana, our former president, he allowed the states the process to take its course. Now Ken Ofuriata now he has not even been vice president before. Brana investigated what was when he was investigated, he was exonerated by the OSP, who was appointed by your own government. This administration has the record that the fighting corruption. In Ghana for even our own people. We have Mabubu Biachro, Baz Brandon, Boyomi, all those people, Abuga Pili. You are fighting Omo, not to talk of people on the other side. Into corruption, you give to RNA or say the process to take its course. That's it. At the end of the trial, that's it. You can't say Omi guilty. They'll go and serve their sentence. And the AG, who is Godfred the AG is also bent on recovering all the loot. Into prosecute 9 people from SMD, Mahmoud Baumi SMD is well documented. He is the worst vice president this country has ever had. If you like Google it, the worst vice president, the biggest liar in Ghana. Into Baumi SMD, he is the worst vice president to have. Now, mistake. Ghana for a mistake. Now, the as president. He will be worse than Nanado.
Sana, it was not go to a pram as is over be a kingdom.
Yeah, just you more if you are computer and persuade as a papa. Nigeria phone program. Our way Igbo phone or any name. No one am Kotu Council.
Was the only one?
Igbo for him. The Igbo community in Ghana, I say they don't even know this man. He is not a king, he's not their king, and he is not working for the people of Igbo in Ghana.
Or a Shatawale, self-acclaimed king.
What Paramount and on sub chiefs under him. So far, he has gotten about 16 sub chiefs. After friend 2 days ago, a Turkish man at the assembly down and said, Sa papa ya can you answer me? I'll book you $300,000. I was supply $1,000 a month. I will try $35,000. Copy and they scanning my. I feel papa you got for Genesis, I know a small man yet or Mungo. Yes. And this person is
no report as on police there.
Yedi mujma. Sa nipa kuro ya ono no ate kabala. Omode eman wa mo fi Nigeria ebe krum ebe ye tutu ejuma wo krum ha. E no benefit. Wasan so ate company about 5 or 6 of them what they do is that one boys here is so mo yawu omu ekoye omujuma na se scan e be ba ye no for no account ni.
You know evidence. Look at the evidence. Yo.
Enti ya de kodan na so ho se scanning beton account ni mu a they will initially agree say be as scanning ba o 70-30 scanning ba be na penny ajiska ya transfer na sa mamboni a o bon mo sha ko hini so ya king aye nim se krom ha ayi okwantuni bi eni ho betumi abetena krom abaya king ebi nsipu da
anya de okọ menhia na
ye ko pamon go enti mene doctor Hassan Ayega Alaji e de asi eni so se kwan bia so apepe yi no asi atumi fi krom ha na he has become a threat to our society. His existence in Ghana is a threat to he himself.
Ntimo kwa chena na
Saturday no ye de akoda ya ba mu mpanimfo de wo se nyina ya petition na FBI Yoko Gamma che a House of Chiefs nyina says I pay it to be our to promote with evidence any ACI the Interior Ministry nyina it's Saturday no ye koya no a house a citizen arrest
Saturday because there was a story be a poppy up I don't know me refi there was this a dime beer na a mayu ebi gum and they were there for prostitution omo in Nigeria for a deal ma be kidnapped yes and we were told say if anything happens it's the man that comes to their rescue any at the identity process
papa no boa omo
e ban nchen ni ade they bet mo koso ni
na citizen arrest na menti ase I don't know petition you know allow the state to take effect and go and arrest na citizen arrest dey menti ase
do anybody's work for the person but said your home ra citizen as a citizen no etumi ko je arrest warrant near Kokotu, your fee say what's now promo. We are not against Nigerians, we are not against foreigners. But Uba promo, and I almost am Rana promo. We don't find you, the upper number. Yes, now I'm on for a fufu nail quiet. It's year 2 Susa. I be now I'm one.
The twice in Chasso.
And the channel red number police for. You are caught here, Papa Bunukun. You are quite channel the number police for. On that day on camera, you have to deport him right in front of us. The Ghana phone in Abe says, "Have a paying." On Ghana phone, we are not against his children. We are not against his wife. We are against him as an individual who is perpetuating a lot of crime and getting away with it because he feels that what don't provoke her for Kasa won't mean Kasa.
But I say, I was my infancy.